I'm Brad Drummond. I'm a VP of sales for the life sciences and healthcare team. I've been at Axiom for about 3.5 years. I'm currently located in Atlanta, Georgia, and you can use he or they pronouns for me. I feel included as part of the Axiom community because I am always welcome to be myself and act like myself, and whatever that means in terms of my identity, and being a member of the LGBTQIA plus community. That makes a big difference when you are a member of the community and when you want it to be a better place for everyone else. I think I felt welcome since I walked in the door. I was hired by somebody who was a very understanding manager, and the people that I met, even in the interview process, were like me or like-minded. And that made a big difference in wanting to be part of the Axiom team. Axiom is a place that will accept you and like you for who you are. I spent a lot of my legal career trying to fit into a particular mold, and I really saw my career take off when I got comfortable being me. And I would just encourage everyone who is an early career professional or at any point in your career, really, to think about how much value there is in exactly who you are and the identity and the background that you bring to the table, because it really is special. And your personality and all of your eccentricities are something that are very valuable to our community, to our society, to our business, everything. I'm proud to be part of the Axiom community.
Hi, I'm Christina. Some of you guys might know me as CB. I'm actually a team coordinator and office manager here at Axiom. I've been here for about 3 years. I go by she, her, and I'm located in New York. It's actually really nice. Axiom is really the actual only employer I've been out at. I came out pretty recently. I'm 32, so better late than never. But everyone's been super supportive. I have been really surprised, I guess, because I know in the corporate sphere, it's sometimes a little bit hard to be yourself. My immediate team, they have all been so amazing and supportive. And actually, one of the coolest things, I was taking stock of some of the stuff in our old Houston office and found cups that say "Love is love." And they were old Axiom merch, and they're in my cabinet right now. My family and living situation's kind of funny. I live with my girlfriend, and we've kind of made this found family around each other. Everyone who I've spoken to about our found family has been amazing. In fact, Jay, who we kind of adopted as our kid, they've walked in and out of meetings before, and Catherine always says hi. Everyone is so kind and caring. It's just such a refreshing environment to have not only your executives, but your immediate team be so accepting of you, your personality, your family, and just in general who you are. I'm proud to be out and proud in the Axiom community.
Hey, I'm CJ Soretto. I'm Axiom's Chief Technology Officer. Prior to this little interview, I didn't know how long I'd been here, but Workday says the answer is 6 years, 5 months, and 7 days as of today. I use he, him pronouns. I'm located in Nashville, Tennessee. I definitely feel really welcome at Axiom. I actually always have. I thought that's been a great part of the experience. Axiom is really special because of its people. People here really care about each other, and they want to know about each other in a way that I haven't experienced so broadly within a company before. And I just think that creates this feeling of allyship across all of the different minority groups, ERGs. Everybody just kind of wants to lean in and know a little bit more about you. And I think that's kind of cool. It creates this really aware and knowledgeable employee base. And I think that breeds understanding in a way that I've not actually experienced in other companies before. I've worked in a lot of places where maybe you felt like you had to put on a mask to come to work, even if it was a very thin mask. Like I need to be extremely professional today so that no one asks me anything about my personal life. And that's just not a thing you got to do here. Well, maybe if we're riffing for a second, I'd say there's a few things about Axiom that I am really proud of. One of them is that by a pure diversity numbers perspective, like when you count diversity metrics, if Axiom were a law firm, it would be the most diverse law firm on earth. I mean, we're not a regulated law firm, but I'm still really proud. And I'm really proud of our diversity report that we put online every year. And, we fly that flag. And I think that's core to our values and who we are. We've got clients who ask us to give them diverse slates of talent, which is great because we can meet that all day. Being a tech person, this is the first workplace I've ever worked in where half of my colleagues were women. And it changes the culture a little bit, and I think in a good way. The other thing is our ERGs, like they all work together. So I've come from some really large companies where all the ERGs kind of worked in silos. And one of the cool things is that everybody, not just the ERG members, are invited to ERG events. We can attract some really great speakers, and we can do some really cool things with some of our clients who are maybe just as progressive as we are about inclusion. And it's just, I don't know, it's cool in a way that like a lot of people show up to these events and they're not just the people from the ERG hosting the event, and they're not just people from other ERGs. When I talked about allyship being a thing at Axiom, that's kind of what I mean. I'm CJ and I'm proud to be part of the Axiom community.
I'm Colleen McCutcheon, she, her, and I currently co-lead our specialty team in the talent success function. I've been with Axiom for 4.5 years and am based in Chicago. I would say notably when I first joined Axiom, I was pretty immediately surprised to find that I was comfortable sharing with other people that I had a girlfriend at the time. I've since gotten married. But it was definitely a different experience for me from my previous positions where I didn't necessarily feel comfortable really talking about my personal life very much or being really open with people outside of my immediate connectivity. So I've always felt really welcome and comfortable within Axiom. I would say that when I first joined, there were definitely a couple of people who were very outwardly a part of the LGBTQ community. So then that just in turn made me feel comfortable expressing that to people that I was working with. In previous positions, there hadn't been anybody that I could really look to or point to noticeably who was a part of that community. So then I was really unsure if it was a safe space or not. So I do think it's really important, and I'm really glad that Axiom does have people in the community who are very vocal about it and just outwardly expressing that to the rest of us, especially new joiners. That way they know that it's a safe space pretty immediately when they join. I would say for anyone considering Axiom, DEI is a huge focus across the board. I would say outside of Axiom, just in the market, it's definitely a hot topic, things that people are always talking about. It was definitely something that I considered and asked about pretty point blank when I was interviewing with Axiom. And I've definitely found that everything that was expressed to me about the initiatives, and even just in the past 4.5 years while I've been at Axiom, there really has been a huge push for inclusivity. I've seen that in our hiring practices, how the community has really grown. We're currently being led by Niall, who's doing a fabulous job. I am proud to be part of the Axiom community.
My name's David. I'm part of the talent enablement team here in Belfast. My pronouns are he and him. From joining Axiom, like the sort of collaborative and supportive culture has really made me feel like included in that aspect. But not only that, it makes like I feel like I can be like authentically me, if that makes sense. So it makes me feel like ultimately I can belong, and yeah, that's something that the ERG definitely fosters. I'm proud to be part of the Axiom community.
My name is Niall Spangenberg. My pronouns are they, them. My position is a senior manager on our talent success team here at Axiom, and I've been with the company for 2.5 years. People at Axiom treat everybody as they come rather than looking for, a way that they should be received. By just going into conversations and relationships organically like this, everyone's able to come on a level playing field, and everyone's able to actually represent who they truly are, bring their own interests to the table, and build off of one another in a much more organic and symbiotic way than I've seen in other corporate environments. So when I started at Axiom, I was very upfront about my identity and my pronouns, and I was really glad to see that that had no impact on the evaluation process, and it's never had an impact on how I've been perceived by my colleagues, and have always been respected both for my material contributions and for my individuality. It's certainly seen as a plus here to be a little bit different and bring that edge. And that's never something that I think a diverse person necessarily wants to hear, but it's one that is packaged in the most genuine and affectionate way here. Something that I've been really pleasantly surprised about here is when I check in with my attorneys, a lot of them over the last year have noticed that my voice sounds a little bit different. And for the most part, people are being really understanding and they're not asking any of those really invasive questions like, what happened? Did you start something new? With the underlying tone of being transphobia. Thankfully, the majority of my conversations, people are really respectful in asking questions about how to move forward. And I've had a ton of support from the attorneys that I support who have noticed a change and have been able to subtly and respectfully say that they're supportive and that they're looking forward to seeing how I continue to grow and shine in this role. Since taking on the leadership role of the Axiom Outlaws leader, our LGBTQIA plus affinity group here, I have seen a tremendous growth in the group, people coming up and sharing that they wouldn't have necessarily felt comfortable coming out or expressing themselves fully at the organization. And it really just goes to show that when you're giving people the support, you're being very upfront and at the front of your seat by demonstrating that you actually care and that you actually want to provide a space for people to grow. Even if there's a platform that still needs to be built, that's a huge first step and that it really impacts everybody at each and every level. There are people from analyst level and true entry level here at Axiom all the way up to the top of the organization that have expressed their gratitude for being able to have a place that they know is non-judgmental and a place where that they can learn and they can point their colleagues who might need some further education. I'm proud to be a part of the Axiom community.
My name is Miriam Salahijam. I'm based in San Diego, California. I'm a sales manager on Team Tech. I've been at the company a little over a year and 5 months to be exact, and my pronouns are she, her. I am an ally, and I'm so grateful to have this ERG at our disposal because I've managed to learn so much about the LGBTQIA plus community through our Outlaws group, from their speaker series to their open conversations. And I always feel welcome in that space as an ally, which helps me then go out into the world and ensure that whenever someone is saying something that is contradicting the rights and benefits of folks that belong to the LGBTQIA plus community, I have the right words to speak up. Even though I'm an ally, but I'm still a member of the OUTLAWS group, I feel very welcomed. I feel as though everyone is accepted and embraced. And we recently had a conversation where somebody that was pregnant was asking, how can I make sure I raise my kids in a way that is very welcoming and taking into non-binary aspects of being a human into account so that I don't force a gender on them. And Niall, as the leader of the Outlaws group, did such a great job at explaining their thought process when they were younger, as they kind of found their identity. And I think that is such a valuable resource to have at a company because it allows employees to help each other in their personal lives and with raising their kids. I think Axiom is full of allies because we hire with inclusivity in mind, but I wanted to also show my support as an ally because we are out there and we see you and we support you. I am proud to be part of the Axiom community.
So I am Lindsay Mitchell. I work in client invoicing. I've been with Axiom just under a year. I'm based out of Belfast, and my pronouns are she and her. Sort of the LGBT plus community is a massive sort of part of my life anyway. I actively campaigned in Belfast for equal marriage many years ago. So it was really important that I found a company that allowed me to be myself, and to speak freely about my relationship as well. Thing for me was getting the invite to the group that Axiom have, and Slack channel. It's not something that I've had in any other company before. So to know that actually there's a group of people that can share similar life experiences within a work setting is massively beneficial. The main thing for me is knowing that there's a company that allows me to be myself, having gone through sort of the difficulties with like equal marriage in Northern Ireland, to the point that actually me and my wife were the first couple to get married in the venue that we were in as a same-sex couple as well. And that was only 2 years ago. So to know that I'm with a company that's quite advanced in sort of allowing people to freely express themselves is the main thing for me. I am proud to be part of the Axiom community.
I'm Laura Butterworth. My pronouns are she, her. I've been with Axiom since January 2020, so 4 years, and I'm currently supporting the talent success team in North America. I see myself as an ally, and I find it really important to be an active ally in that space. The Slack community that we have and the meetings that we have on a regular basis have just felt like a very safe space for everybody to be open and be themselves. And I felt as an ally, there to support other people and be active in that community, whether it be like engaging with things like this or helping out with events and speakers. But it's a really lovely community of everybody that feels supportive. I'm really passionate about equality and everybody being treated the same and respected. Everybody deserves respect. As an ally coming into the Outlaws group, I've been very well received and welcome from such a loving community. But my job, as I see it, is somebody there to be actively listening to what the community needs, how I can help any change that's needed. I think we're all trying to always navigate bias in the community within and without the workplace. It's been really valuable to be able to listen to other people's stories and understand what they're going through and see how I can help with that. I'm just really proud to be part of this Axiom community, and I want anybody part of the community as a LGBTQIA member or ally to know that I'm always here as an open ear for them and will support them with whatever they need. I am proud to be part of the Axiom community.
I'm Kyle Ireland. I lead DEI and people experience here at Axiom. I've been at Axiom for about 5 years now, based in London, though previously based in New York. My pronouns are he, him. Actually, I had the pleasure of first joining Axiom right before Pride in 2019 in the New York office. And I think I immediately encountered some of the most welcoming, selfless, like caring community, and just so much fun in the environment and community in that first Pride, that I was immediately felt like I was a part of the community, even though I am an ally. And in that, I think one of the things that is so cool about my work is that I get to be in a role that supports that community very actively, and can help give that experience to new joiners and people in the community. For our leaders of our ERGs and the leaders of these communities, they are in lockstep with each other every single month, doing joint programming, and just supporting each other in even in personal ways, in congratulating each other, and noticing each other, and making each other feel like they matter and they're here. And so 100%, I see that every day. I would say anyone part of the LGBTQIA plus community, you really have the opportunity to come within Axiom and be in a company that cares, and be in a company that cares not only in the, kind of, maybe we'll call it the normal sense, but integrated into the business, integrated into the purpose, integrated into the community at every step. We really, really value belonging here. We really, really value inclusion here. And we have the kind of the systems and the processes and the people who are making that happen. And so I would just say, welcome. I am proud to be part of the Axiom community.
My name is Katie. I'm an executive admin here at Axiom, and I've been at the company for 5 years. My pronouns are she, hers. I identify as bisexual. I feel supremely comfortable at Axiom with pretty much any public aspect of my queer identity. I remember getting hired. I went to the interview in a suit and tie, a very masculine outfit. No one batted an eye, got the job. From the get-go, they are willing to accept people expressing themselves how they feel comfortable. This is not my usual haircut, but I had wanted for a very long time to experience what a shaved head felt like, and I did not feel at all afraid that this would impact my job performance or my place at the company. People have been universally respectful and supportive and encouraging. We're part of a community here. I think Axiom has naturally built a lot of systems into their workforce and business model that support a lot of different lifestyles. So Things like very generous family leave policy also covers adoption. They're very much taking like a raises all boats approach to equality and allyship, that what we do for one group is going to be beneficial for many other groups because there's frequently a lot of overlap in what different communities need. Flexible work from home is great for a working parent and for someone who might have a long distance partner. And there's a lot of very, very excellent benefits built in. I am proud to be part of the Axiom community.